Friday, June 1st, 2018, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So this morning I'd like to talk about the markets as usual, but also about EOS and why I got into it and why people should not worry if they haven't bought any EOS tokens. This is just the beginning, I think, of the community and of EOS. And I'll look at the markets first, and then I'll talk about EOS and why I got into it. Even though I'm not a developer, I'm not an IT guy, I'm more of a markets guy. So it's 8:20 a.m. London time. Today we also have non-farm payroll data out at 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time in the US, or 1:30 p.m. in London. It is, of course, a hypothetical number. Usually it's in the first Friday of the week, and first Friday of the month, and today being June 1st, that's when it's going to be. But I remember in the past, if June 1st or the first of the month fell on a Friday, they used to do it the week after because they needed time to calculate the number, because the month just ended yesterday. So this just goes to show how hypothetical that number is, that they can publish it right away today and not need another week to calculate the data. So it's 8:20 a.m. London time. Right now spot gold is at $12.99, so up slightly. Yesterday gold pretty much in the same range it's been, just below 1300, just above 1300. Hasn't really done much. Spot silver 16.43, it's up 2 cents. Range has been 16.38 to 16.47. Gold has had a very narrow range this overnight, 1297.60 to just above 1300. The Dow is up 75 points this morning, up 1/3%. Nasdaq as well, up 9 points, 1/3%, 2714. Nasdaq is up a third as well. So market's up slightly, 69.90. The Nasdaq. The Dow is 24,485. Currencies, pound is down slightly, down 0.1%, 132.79. Euro 116.90, and the dollar is stronger against the yen, 1/3%, which is encouraging for gold, and the fact that it hasn't really dropped. The fact that the dollar is up 1/3% at 109.14 against the yen. Of course, the Italian situation has subsided. It looks like they're gonna probably form a new government, a populist government. The controversial economic or finance minister has been moved to another position. We need to keep an eye on it. For now, the markets have stabilized. The Italian 10-year yield now is 265, so still above the lows of the week. But seeing that it got up to 344 this week, it has calmed down the markets in Italy, and as a result, the German yield has gone from a low of 20 this week, 20 basis points, to 38, and that's a big move. The U.S. 10-year yield is at 287. We dropped below 280 this week as well. Well, right now actually it's 288. And let's check what the stock markets in Europe are doing. Yeah, Italy is up 500 points, or 2.3% today. So many of you have pointed out about Deutsche Bank. Yes, I've made videos last year and before about how Deutsche Bank has been in trouble and it could trigger a crisis. And yeah, and the last time I did those videos, yeah, it was a warning and nothing happened. Is something going to happen now? I don't know. Deutsche Bank is making new lows here, just above €9. It has recovered 1.5% today. I think it was down 7 yesterday. So that's what's going on there. Let's have a look at the cryptocurrencies. They're up a bit right now. Bitcoin is at 7,600, up 1%. Ethereum as well, up 1%, 586. I'm taking this from WorldCoin Index. EOS 1232 hasn't really been doing much. And with that, I'll Litecoin as well, 120, up 1%. With that, I'll move on to EOS or EOS. The reason why I got involved with it was because the project was the brainchild of Dan Larimer, who started BitShares, which I really haven't gotten involved too much into, but he also started Steemit about 2 years ago. And I started using Steemit in August of 2016. And to be honest, I saw a video by Jeff Berwick. He started using it, started making Steam dollars and dollars that you could, convert into Bitcoin and then eventually into fiat money. And I thought, well, I can post my videos there or write things and I'll get paid for it. Well, you need to get voted, of course. And I didn't really quite understand how it worked. I started making some money on it, and I showed my daughter and her boyfriend, and I thought, oh, this is a scam. How can you make money from just posting your stuff and people voting on it? But it's for real Steam. It's got, I think, 1 million users. I'm not sure how much, but it's become one of the most popular websites in the world. And it's been one of the reasons I think EOS has been popular. So I've learned over time, because as I said earlier in the video, I'm not a developer. I'm not a programmer or an IT guy. I'm a markets guy. I use computers and internet, but I'm not really tech savvy, But I read into it. I learned about Steam and Steemit, or Steam Power, and I realized that about a year ago I started powering down, because I thought, oh, I've got quite a bit here, I'm gonna take some money every week. And I didn't realize that was not really the thing to do in the long term. So that because it powers your say in the community. And then EOS came along, and the idea was to do to BitShares, which is like a decentralized exchange, and do what Steemit did, but on a bigger scale, and to solve a lot of the problems of BitShares and Steemit. And a lot of people say, oh, Dan Larimer started those projects and he left. No, the thing about his projects is that they're for the community. He just sets them up, and it's for the community to run these platforms or networks. So that's why I got involved in EOS, and I'll just let you hear what Dan Larimer says about EOS, and I'll put the link to this video in the description. I'll put it up in the card. It's an introduction to blockchain by Daniel Larimer at Virginia Tech. This was April this year, and I'll just let you listen to what he says EOS is. He's the best guy to tell it. He's the creator.
From BitShares and Steam. Join Block 1 to create EOS.io. This is a general purpose blockchain. It's designed to enable developers like those in this room to more easily build applications on blockchain technology. With a particular eye for solving some of the biggest problems in the space, including scalability, which depends upon parallel computation, the ability to do multiple things at the same time and with very low latency. Now, when I get to more about what a blockchain is here in a little bit, you'll understand how difficult this is in blockchains, because the way blockchains work is everyone has to run the same code to come to the same conclusion. And when you have parallel computation, it's not deterministic. Different people are going to get slightly different results if you're not careful. So we'll be releasing version 1.0 of EOS.io this summer.
I know that for US investors, it's been tricky, and Chinese as well. They cannot go directly through the crowd sale. They have to go through an exchange. There's the registration. And that's a shame, because you'd think being a free country, you'd be able to do whatever, you know, you want, as long as you don't hurt anyone. So, but that's the situation. So I've just claimed from the period 349 this morning, I claimed some tokens. And today, you look at the website, it says this is the last period, 350 out of 350 of token distribution. Of course, if you're in the US, you want to get involved before it goes mainnet later on. You need to do it through an exchange. Make sure that that exchange also will register your tokens. If not, send it from your exchange to your hard wallet and then register. So what does it say here? It's actually there's a warning here that hasn't been here before. It says, please be reminded to complete the registration process prior to June 2nd, 2018 at 11 p.m. London or 2200 UTC. Refer to the registration instructions for further details. Unfortunately, if you're in the US, you won't be able to do that. But you've got to, how can I say, 11 p.m. London tomorrow to register. So you can still participate if you're not in the US. So that's EOS. And what's I let you hear what Dan Larimer said there. I think what Block One has done, they've basically come out, let's say you're going to have the World Cup, football World Cup. The analogy would be that, right? This year's in Russia. So Russia has come, you know, Russia as a country has built all the stadiums or stadia, and FIFA is going to come and organize the World Cup. Is FIFA going to really make the World Cup great? No. Each individual team is going to make it great, all the different games. So think of Block One as being FIFA, and the community, the block producers building the network, and then, you know, everyone in the world using that blockchain, you know, EOS network. And that's what it's going to be like, and that's why it's been hands off. Block One hasn't really. They've been like FIFA. They're letting people organize the community. In this case, all the block producers and all the people involved. You look at where the block producers are, they're everywhere in the world, really. So that's EOS. Is it too late to invest in it? No, I think it's just the beginning. Yeah, nothing in life is guaranteed, but I think it has the potential, great potential. And it's only the beginning. You don't have to rush in to buy the tokens now. You can always wait and buy it later. I don't know where the price is going to be. Who knows? So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can also follow me on Steemit, DTube, and on Twitter. And I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.